What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my Everton career on FIFA 13. And we're not kicking things off with the game straight away today, but as you can see on the screen, it is January. The transfer market has reopened just for a month. Who are we going to buy? Who are we going to sell? And it's also going to be interesting to see other teams' activity in this transfer market, especially Swansea, who have recently been taken over by property developers. It's going to be interesting to see who they sign. As you just saw then, Benzema is linked with Arsenal. I don't see that one going through, and FC Bayern Munich are looking for Falco from Atletico Madrid. So this is my shortlist that I have at the moment, which is still subject to change, and as you've just seen, my transfer budget for January is £16.5 million, and I don't want to go all out. I don't want to go completely nuts trying to sign players. I mean, it's not that big of a budget. I know that I need to get one more goalkeeper, but I'm going to save that until after the season and sign a new goalkeeper in the summer transfer window. I do want to try and strengthen my midfield, and as I mentioned in the last video or the video before that, I did keep it kind of secret, but now the cat is out the bag. I inquired about Ola John from Benfica, see how much they'd be willing to let him go for. And I think it would be a great move for him to come to Everton. He'd get loads of first team football, and he's at that age as well where he's still learning, and you saw his stats then very quickly, and they are looking very positive. I mean, his sprint speed is already 90, and I'm sure that's going to go up with time. So this is the first fixture of this video. It's against Newcastle United in the BPL, and look at that volley from Debussy, looking for that top corner, but surely that was 1-0 to Newcastle because Tim Howard, he held onto the ball fair enough, but he staggered back across the line. I reckon if goal line technology was in, that would be 1-0. And Tim Howard was proven to be an unstoppable force between those sticks in this game against Newcastle. And I know some of you guys have been saying, oh, you need to get a new goalkeeper in the January transfer window. Yeah, I know I do, because Mucha, he's got to go. He hasn't been the best at goalkeepers for us whenever I've started him in goal. But the thing is with Tim Howard, surely goalkeepers go on till the age of 40 odd. Maybe 37 to 40. I mean, look at Edwin van der Sar as well in real life. When he retired, I think it was at the age of 38 or 39. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I plan to do is, once the transfer window reopens in the summer, when the seasons come to an end, I'm going to be concentrating on getting a new goalkeeper. So guys, keep leaving your suggestions, because Mucha will be leaving, whether it be in the January transfer window or at the end of the season, without doubt, because he hasn't been putting in the performances that I expected of him. So the final whistle was blown at the Sports Direct Arena, and it was a 0-0 draw, but yet it was so action-packed. I really enjoyed that one. It was just a shame that neither team could open up the scoring. Jagielka returns to the squad after his one-match ban, and I did put an inquiry in for De Guzman, but I totally forgot that he was on loan from Villarreal, and also here as well. Benfica got back to me, and they said they would consider a bid in the region of 10 mil, which for some of you guys would probably think that's kind of pricey, but I mean, he's still a young player, and he's got bags of potential. And as you can see here, I send Luke Garbett out on loan, season loan as well, to Warsaw, so hopefully he can get some experience there. So on to our next fixture, and it's not in the BPL this time, but it's in the FA Cup third round. We need to win this one if we want to advance through to that next round of the FA Cup. That was my starting 11, again sticking with the 4-1-2-1-2 formation with Jelavic and Darren Bent up front. And early on in the game, look at Darren Bent, how he goes down on the ground. This is not a good sign, as the ref calls the game to a halt, and Darren Bent is holding on to that ankle of his, looking in pain, and he's going to have to come off. And I was really hoping, I was praying that Darren Bent wasn't going to be out too long, but then I just saw that it said it was a broken ankle. I do bring on Jordan Ayew to replace Darren Bent, and seeing that Bent has got broken ankle, he manages to walk off the pitch with ease. So I'm kind of hoping that in FIFA 14, EA haven't only just focused on gameplay, but on the small animations too. So when a player gets a horrible injury like a broken ankle, or maybe even a broken leg, they either get carried off on a stretcher, or someone comes running onto the pitch and aids them walking off. That's what's going to make this game just that little bit more realistic, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think they should involve small animations like that? I know one animation that does annoy me is when you're about to make a sub and you see the player walking around, you know, pulling up his socks. That kind of annoys me because it goes on for a little bit longer than you actually think it should do. Or you don't even get the option to press X and skip it. That really annoys me. But I mean, having something like a guy coming onto the pitch and hating the player off, or maybe even stretch. I think that'd be really interesting to see. Anyway, we do beat Birmingham, which puts us through to the next round of the FA Cup. But look at that. Darren Bent will be out for 3 months. That is a huge blow because Darren Bent is our top goal scorer. That's such a shame. Peyton delighted with late winner. Yes, I was. Marouane Fellaini got it for us, and it was a great goal as well. Almost burst the net. Man City are hoping to sign Falco in the coming days. They're in battle with FC Bayern Munich for him, and it seems as though what goes in goes out, as David Silva is linked with Real Madrid. I receive a transfer offer for Hallam Hope. He's at the age of 18. He's overall is 62. I'm going to reject that because we're going to need as many strikers as we can get, because we haven't got that many, seeing that we've just lost Darren Bent, which will probably be for the rest of the season. Anyway, I do approach Benfica to sign Ola John, and I put in the bid of 10 million, and I submit that, hoping and got my fingers crossed that they would come back and say, yeah, you're free to go into contract talks with him. And we receive another transfer offer for another striker. What is it with teams? As soon as they see that Darren Bent's been injured, they start putting down offers for some of my top strikers. Hoffenheim offered 4.5 million for Jelavic, but I'm going to reject that straight away. I'm not even going to counter offer. Arsenal are apparently interested in Robert Lewandowski from Borussia Dortmund. I'm hoping that Man United try and sign him up. That'd be interesting. Anyway, guys, we move on to our next and last fixture of this video, and we're playing away in the Capital One Cup against West Bromwich Albion. This is the first leg of the semi-finals. We just have to make sure that we can win this game as well as get as many away goals as possible. Once again, I'm sticking with the 4-1-2-1-2 formation with Jordan Ayew starting the game and Jelavic up front. Jelavic was looking on fire. It seems as though he's stepping up to his game since the loss of Darren Bent, and Fellaini there could have easily made it 1-0, hammering that ball off the crossbar. PNR was through on goal, no challenge from the defence, but all of a sudden they wake up and they put PNR off the ball, who hammers it against the safety net and not the back of the goal net. In the second half, I bring on Mikel Forssell and Quincy Owusu-Bay, strengthening our attack. And look at this for a very Ryan Giggs-esque, destroying the defence and just skipping past every defender to his challenge. And he makes it 1-0 to Everton in the 68th minute. Surely now we can hold on to this lead and take it to the second leg of the Capital One Cup semi-finals and go through to that final at Wembley. The final whistle was blown at the Hawthorns, and we did indeed beat West Bromwich Albion 1-0, and that puts us into pole position to go through to the Capital One Cup final at Wembley. And just to finish up the video, our offer was accepted by Benfica for 10 million for Ola John. The question is, will he accept my contract? And in the next video, will Ola John be an Everton player? Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you soon. Peace out.